A habit is something that makes you act on a certain pattern without even realizing it. And there are habits that help you become wealthy, and there are habits that keep you poor, and you don't even know it. Make sure you watch this till the end, because the last habit I'm going to talk about is probably the most terrible one of all. Habit 1. Thinking you already know enough. We all tend to think that we're smart and we know everything and we understand how things work, at least in general terms. And look, that feeling is comfortable. It's safe. But here's the thing. Not a single top expert, no matter how good they are, knows everything. Not one. And this idea that I'm already good and I know how to do this right, that's an absolutely killer mindset, because the moment you start thinking you know everything in some area, you completely shut the door on learning anything new in that area. You stop asking questions, you stop being curious, you basically put a ceiling on yourself and don't even realize it. Think about it this way. The most successful people you can think of, the ones who built real wealth, they're obsessed with learning. Not because they have to be, because they genuinely get that the world keeps changing, and if you're not paying attention, you fall behind. Fast. So even if you're a super specialist in some specific niche, you always need to be looking around. What new technologies are showing up? What competitors are doing? How they run their social media, how they advertise, how they change their services. You constantly spend time on this, hungrily watching everything around you, looking for something, even something small, that you can learn and apply. And when you do that, that's what drives your growth. That's what leads you to wealth in the end. Habit 2. Working without coming up for air. A good doctor opens a practice. At first, of course, he struggles to get his first patients and make any money, but he pushes through pretty quickly, and he soon figures out that more patients means more money, so he goes all in. Works himself half to death, morning to night, fully booked, and everyone around him loves it. Oh, what a grinder. Look at him go. Patients lined up all day. His family is proud. His friends are impressed. Society gives him a gold star. But here's the problem nobody talks about. The more he works, the less time he has to look around. The less time he has to think about how to actually grow his business. In the end, working himself into the ground, coming home every night completely wiped out, can barely make dinner, where exactly is he supposed to get good ideas? When does he sit down and think about the big picture? The thought of hiring another doctor, opening a second location, running some ads, building a brand, none of that is ever going to cross his mind, because by the time he has a free second, his brain is toast. He's just surviving. Day after day. Year after year, same level. And this is the trap. Hard work alone doesn't build wealth. Smart work does. You need to be hardworking, absolutely. But you always need to leave yourself some space, time and energy to think about growth, to zoom out, to ask yourself where this is all going. If you do nothing for growth, growth doesn't happen. You just stay at the exact same level forever. And the scary part is you'll be too tired to even notice. Habit 3. Spending money on things instead of yourself. There are people who don't earn much, but they'll happily spend half of it on becoming smarter. They'll buy a book, subscribe to something useful, sign up for a course, pay to get into a business networking event, go to a seminar. They come out sharper, better connected, and better at understanding how money actually works. And then there's everybody else, earning those same dollars, spending all of it on comfortable, tangible things. Bigger TV, softer couch, a nicer vacation, something you can show people, something that feels like progress. And look, I get it. You work hard, you want to enjoy it. That's human. But here's the reality. Things are not going to get you closer to wealth. The most you can realistically hope for is that over your entire lifetime you scrape together enough for a property and rent it out when you retire. And people act like that's the dream. That's not wealth. That's just a slightly more comfortable version of being stuck. To actually become wealthy, you first need to change your thinking. You need new ideas, new skills, new connections. None of that comes from a bigger TV. So get yourself into the habit of spending not on things, but on your own growth. Even small amounts. A book here, a course there, the right room with the right people. That stuff compounds in ways a couch never will. Habit 4. Looking at everything through the lens of immediate money. Some people look at every single opportunity through one lens. Is this going to make me money right now? And if the answer is no, they pass. Sounds reasonable. But this is exactly what keeps them stuck. Think about starting a YouTube channel. You need hundreds of good solid videos. You're going to spend an endless amount of hours, maybe build a whole team, invest in equipment, learn editing, learn scripting. Is it going to pay you immediately? No, never. It's very hard to even put a dollar amount on what it's eventually going to bring you. Or think about speaking at a business conference for free. Nobody's paying you for that. You still have to prepare, show up, give everything you've got. Or writing articles, posting on social media, sharing what you know. Nobody's cutting you a check for that either. But here's what those things do. They build trust. They build an audience. They build a reputation. And those things, when they reach enough people, turn into opportunities that you literally cannot buy. There's one important principle here. The more people you can genuinely help, the more you're going to earn in the long run. You just can't always draw a straight line between the action and the dollar. And that makes a lot of people uncomfortable. So they stick to safe, immediate, measurable income. And they wonder why they never break through. Look at how many millionaires and billionaires give interviews completely for free, speak at conferences for free, run YouTube channels where they share everything they know. They're not doing it out of charity. They understand that trust and attention are the real currency. And once you have those, making money in whatever you actually do becomes so much easier. Habit 5. Living the way your environment lives. We all grew up in some kind of environment. Friends, parents, the neighborhood, a social circle, a city, a culture. All of it. And we live a certain kind of life. And that environment, without you even realizing it, shapes how you think, what you spend money on, what you consider normal, what you consider ambitious, what you think is even possible for someone like you. And here's the uncomfortable truth. If you keep living the same life as the majority of people around you, you're most likely going to earn about the same as the majority of people around you. It's really that simple. Your income is basically a reflection of your environment. I've seen so many examples of people who move to a brand new city. Completely fresh start. New chapter. And the first thing they do is find a neighborhood that feels exactly like where they came from. Same kind of people, same stores, same conversations at the dinner table. Same TV channels, same way of thinking about money. They hold on to all of it. And years later, they're wondering why nothing changed. Well, nothing changed because they changed nothing. So you have to break this habit. You can't become wealthy if you're living the same life with the same habits and the same routines as people who are broke. You can't model yourself after your friends' habits. Can't spend your free time the way your friends spend theirs. Can't make every financial decision based on what everyone around you would think about it. And expect to become rich at the same time. That's just not how it works. And what makes you act that way is the desire for approval. You want the people around you to think you're okay. You want to fit in. That's natural. But if you want to become wealthy, you have to completely let go of the idea that anyone in your circle is going to approve of your lifestyle. Because they won't. The moment you start doing something different, skipping the Friday hangout to work on something, saying no to things, changing your habits, people talk. Look at him, thinks he's better than everyone now. She used to be fun. He changed. He's being weird. Some of you have been through exactly this. And you know how real that pressure is. But if you give into it, if you need everyone around you to nod and say, yes, go ahead, we approve, you're not going to become a wealthy person. Plain and simple. Look, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to show up and hand you a better life. The habits you have right now, today, they're either quietly building your future or quietly destroying it. And most people never stop long enough to even ask which one it is. But you watched this whole video, and that already puts you ahead of most people. Not because of what you know now, but because of what you do with it. That's the only thing that actually matters. Start small. Pick one of these habits, just one, and work on it this week. That's it. Because the people who actually change their lives don't wait for the perfect moment. They just start. If this video gave you something to think about, subscribe, drop a comment below, and let's grow together.